So I've changed the plan on my rise, but yeah, I have been thinking. I have been thinking that I need to think about what it is that I actually want. And yeah, when I look through Instagram and I see people like seem to have nice lives, I feel like that's what I want most of all. I want to travel, go places, see things. Need a lot of money to do that. But yeah, if if I, go public with my face and tell people that Christ is here, um, I'm not going to be able to do any of that. Everywhere I go, people are going to want me dead. This world is a very, very horrible place. Who want to believe whatever they want to believe, and I don't know. I'm unsure about what the show is. I'm seeing evidence of a show, but then if I think about what I've been doing over the last 5, 6 years, I've been making videos. Maybe the show that is actually talking, the show that I am creating is just me making these YouTube videos and posting it on. And okay, I'm very angry over, especially over the last month. But maybe this is all I should give people. Not that I'm giving it to the general public, but that's also a possibility. Maybe the show that I wanted to get on, you know, Big Brother coming on has made me realize that there's a lot of narcissistic people in the world, and I feel so angry that I feel like I want to just boycott ITV for allowing that show to be on. I understand that everything happens for a reason, and because of this show, I've now found the Angel of Death, Angel of Suicide. But technically, all these songs were written a very long time ago. I don't know what I think I've I've left these people out, and never knew why. I never bothered to look at S Club 7 songs. And Girls Aloud is slightly different though, because I kind of thought Girls of the Underground, because I thought they were nothing like me, because they seem so clean and they seem like the perfect housewife, like, and that's not really me. So that's just what I thought of them before. Like like they weren't me, but not in a bad way. They weren't me just because I'm not like that. I'm not that clean, and they seem like very organized. But yeah, they're different to the Saturday Band. The Saturday Band, I feel like they're just not very. A lot of the people in the Saturday Band are not very spiritually connected, whereas with those girls, I feel like they are. Um, it's just not my image, but yeah, Angel of the Underground kind of makes sense because it's a very broad title and it could mean anything. It could mean a lot of things. I feel like I'm not above ground right now because I don't feel like I'm living properly. I feel like I'm stuck in the internet. And where is the internet? It's through wires. Is that above ground? Or I have no idea, but that's actually probably above ground. But I don't know. It's an underground because it's like a secret organization of people. I mean, that could be considered an underground too. So underground is actually quite a broad title. Of this, I think I only put the name Angels of the Sleeping because it's the opposite of awake, and I know there seems to be a lot of contradictions in most of the song, in most of the singers' names, and if Cheryl Cole is a part of the awakening, then these would be like the unawakened. But yeah, that some of the songs don't fit that title. I know some of the songs don't fit that title, so it's not a very impressive title because it doesn't fit all their songs. So maybe it's not an actual title. I don't know. It's not an insult to the girls. It's just I don't I don't feel as connected with them. But but um but yeah, I do also admit that Cheryl Cole looks exactly like Kimberly, and because she's had different coloured hairs, like dark, and when I was trying to go through that band, I couldn't work out which one was Cheryl Cole. So it was just like any of those girls could have been awakened or unawakened. And one of them has died, the blonde one, who actually was one that looks most different to the group. But yeah, there's no insult there or anything. It's just um, I don't know what to say. But I'm going back to talking about how I should do the rise. I mean, I still don't know what's going to happen. I'm really really frustrated that people are still ignoring me. I see so much evidence that I'm God, and yet I try and tell people. I tried again to tell someone. Had a conversation in the jacuzzi yesterday, and it was with a Muslim, or there's two guys that have heard my conversation and just seem to forget it every time we have this conversation. They ask the same questions because they blank out the whole thing. Oh well, that's just your belief. Well, I've told you it's not. I've told you I've got evidence of it. So why do you keep saying the same things? And then this other one was a Muslim, which I really shouldn't talk to Muslims because I think that the angel that they're following is the angel of the inverted religion. Now, if you fast and if you pray 5 times a day, and someone tells you that you're praying to the angel of the inverted religion, and then starts talking about the other angels, angel of chaos, angel of suicide, angel of death, angel of, suddenly your religion just seems like a joke, which it is, because these angels are not nice. They're they have a positive name. It's the first angel, and then they have the negative angel of the inverted religion. So that means everything I believe about God is the opposite of the truth. Yes, yes, that's what I mean. I mean, how can you have a conversation like that with someone and be safe? I mean, I'm at the point where I really don't want to be safe. I actually got to the point where I just said humans are like cockroaches and they deserve to die, and that's how I feel, and that's how I feel now because of being ignored for 10 years and having to watch everyone live a decent, nice life when I don't get anything. You know, if you do something, you do something because it benefits you, and nothing that's happened in this world has benefited me. So if I've created it, why did I do this if it's just nothing has benefited me? I could say maybe it's benefited my higher self because she's got to help do all this stuff, but I have no memory of that, and I'm constantly reminded every day that this isn't the truth, because if this was the truth, then why wouldn't people be talking to me? You know, to have your belief questioned. No, to have your belief be told that it's just your belief every single day when you know that there's so much evidence that it's not that's not the truth, but they won't look at the evidence, and they won't look at the evidence because your evidence seems so ridiculously crazy that they won't even attempt to look at it. That's the situation that I'm in. Oh, I have conversations with songs through time. That's ridiculous. You're insane. Yeah, well, it's happening. It's happening. And then sometimes you are a bit wrong. That's the Girls Aloud one. Not all their songs linked to a specific title, but I don't know. I don't know. I think mostly that band was just Simon Cowell trying to create the perfect band. I think a lot of the inspiration came from, I don't know, people wanting to create the perfect kind of wife figure. But there is also a lot of anger and hate in some of the lines, which I completely agree with. So, but yeah, you call the shots and stuff. That biology song, there's loads of, I don't know, there's a lot of hate in the songs, and that's how I feel. So I agree with a lot of lines, but not all of them. It's the look that I don't agree with. Actually, it's that I'm here to look perfect, and I don't look perfect. But anyway, I I'm wondering that if the plan should just be that people talk to me, people explain to me why they've ignored me for 11 years. The press go public about Christ being here, but maybe say that this person doesn't want to express, doesn't want to give their image, doesn't want to do anything, doesn't want to speak or say no press conference, no images, no nothing, because this person's identity needs to be kept a secret, because this person's going to be, her life is going to be in danger. Maybe it should be played that way. I wouldn't have said I wanted it to be that way. Definitely wouldn't have wanted it to be that way. I would have wanted fame. I would have wanted to get onto Big Brother, but they didn't want me on there, and I feel like things happen for a reason. So maybe it's better not going on there, not exposing my face, just letting the public say whatever they want, letting the press say whatever they want, even though they have no image or nothing of this person. And maybe that is how it should play. I can't take inspiration from the angels because the angels are all kind of evil, all of them. Like I'm not just insulting one or two. I'm not just insulting Nelly for putting most of his songs about sex. I mean, they're all like that. They're all the songs seem to be about um, just lust and sex and stuff. So and that's definitely not how I'd want my show to be. And there probably should be a show, but why does it have to be now? Maybe it should be in 3.5 years or something. Maybe I should just maybe the press should just go live about there being a Christ figure here, but her identity needs to be kept a secret, um, and and then just go straight with the singers. First of all, you say that they all represent this person, and then on April 1st, still want to keep that date. I like the dates that I like most, I guess. Christmas Day. Um, I don't celebrate my birthday. I don't celebrate my birthday. I feel like until the world has accepted me, I wouldn't go for my birthday, but would go with Easter. Easter Sunday being a special day. Um, and I don't know about Easter Friday. That's not a special day. That's just the day that Jesus dies. So, and I'm not Jesus. So, but yeah, um, I don't know. I don't know how it should play. I don't want to speak to people about it. But if my identity is not even exposed, like they don't even get a picture of me, then at least I can travel the world. I could go to hotels. Um, I could try and gain a happy existence, and maybe that's what should happen. I should live that for a year and then go public, then do maybe that's what I should do. Thing is though, my mood is very changeable. I could be incredibly depressed one day, and then I could go have a good day. Do I ever have good days? I don't know if I ever had good days, but um, I think if I did do like a round the world trip where I got to do lots of things and see lots of things, and if I did like a 3-month trip or something where I went loads of different places and got to feel like I got to achieve something. Maybe my whole mood would change, and then maybe I'd be ready to do some sort of show. But there needs to be a show. But um, just I'm so depressed right now that I feel like, and it's winter in England. When it gets cold, you don't want to get out of bed. You can't. Depression is quite a horrible thing, and it really does. It usually kicks in around November. I find. I think it kicked in a little bit earlier because of Big Brother. But um, yeah, um, maybe that's a better plan. Before you could maybe announce that Christ is here, but not say anything for a few months, or not expose my face or anything for a few months, whilst I just have a good, or try and do something that makes my life feel better, and then I'll be more ready to do a show where I try and ignore the fact that I've had such a shit life. Um, you know, if I did do a round the world trip, round the world holiday, and then where I got to do lots of things, and then if I went onto a show afterwards, it might be very easy to convince people. And also the house as well. If that house that Paris has or whatever, if I did a sort of, if the Antichrist rose from a house like that, one would assume that that person's life has been amazing and has, they've had everything they want, and people would probably be more believing into the fact that I'm an Antichrist rather than the real Christ if I'm filmed from a house like that, because they'd assume that I'm from a rich background or something. I don't know. My whole life, it could be changed, it could be edited, it could be faked. You can make out that someone's had a really nice life when really they haven't. And but yeah, I just want this to end. I don't want people to ignore me still. And I know there's things like Jesus being in the wilderness for 40 days, but when the other one came, in the desert for 40 years, Moses, that was 40 years. And I'm 36 now, so it's like 3.5 years. Yeah, 3.5 years time. But the thing is, though, I'm not I'm not rising right now. You know, if I rise, I won't be rising as Christ. I'd be rising as the Antichrist because everyone worships Jesus. So maybe that is an indication that something's going to happen soon. The rise of the Antichrist needs to happen first. But that's how our people are going to see me when I rise. So, but I need something to make me feel better. And I know a trip around the world would. Always wanted to go to South Africa. Actually, you know, I can insult the place because all I've heard of that place is of violence and people being farmers being burnt alive and things like that. You know, you hear things like that and it makes you hate the whole country, and poaching and stuff. But I would love to go on an African safari. It's not something I do myself though, because I feel that the country is very dangerous. I wouldn't want to go there without security. And I don't know, but there's loads of places that I would like to go and do. And I know that if I'm the most famous person in the world, I'm not going to be able to live a normal life because everywhere I go, I'm going to need extreme security. Saw a YouTube, Instagram clip actually where there was all these police cars coming down. It said it was for Taylor Swift. I don't really believe that it was for Taylor Swift, because Taylor Swift isn't that big that she just shuts down like the main streets and stuff. But I don't know if I'm God or being seen as the Antichrist. You know, if I'm going to be seen as the Antichrist for 3.5 years, I'm going to have to live in a prison because there's going to be a lot of people that want me dead, particularly Muslims. If I say that they're worshipping a backwards religion, you know, there's going to be millions, billions of people that want me to die. Hence, as soon as my face is exposed, as soon as I go public, you know, I'm going to be the most hated person in the world. And that's exactly what I want because I am God. I don't care if I'm the most hated person, and I don't even want to live. But the fact that I don't want to live right now probably means that I'm far more likely to say, "Hey, you want to kill me? Hey, here I am. Make it quick." Um, so yeah, I don't know, but uh, I need a time of healing. I think that, and that might